Engineer Suraj Singh, International Professional Engineer, Registered by Institute of Engineers India. I'm speaking from Faridabad, Bharat, India. This is regarding the subject we started up 3 days back, and it's Bharat, its economy in sense of economic title and not in sense of budget or finances. I have discussed about many factors of this, many involvement of the many reasons, and many, you can say, sequences about what we should consider. Well, it's not something special, extraordinary, you can say. No, not at all. It is in common. We all live in this country as a part of this world. And we have to check ourselves. We have to reevaluate ourselves. What we are, where we are, how we are, and what is our standard in this world. How we can consider ourselves. Just speaking superficially got no meaning at all. We all talk superficially from whatever sector of our society, from whatever sector of section of society. Maybe we are professionals, we are not professional, we are business people, we are commerce people, we are political people, we are non-political people, we are teaching community, we are not teaching community, we are employee community, we are resources community, and whatever we are, or whatever we belong to, from where we come from. All we understand is something that just go on, let it go on, is nobody to care about that. We will take consideration of each and every aspect in details. That's what we have in there. We are a mass of 130 crore people, but mass is mass only. This is not having any weight. We have to convert this mass to weight. And weight has got certain clarifications. Weight has got some clues, some properties, some characteristics, some attributes it has got. While masses are masses. Masses got nothing to do with this. We say, oh, these masses. Masses means no intelligent, no intellectual, nothing, just living and dying. That's all. Masses means just start living and eat, drink and die. We don't want to be that. Our country is different. It's not a specific country. It is a country that has all kinds of properties. We are such a rich people in this country. If you compare population of this country and population of other countries, which call themselves most super powerful countries, like US, like UK, like other countries which they call themselves developed countries. If the control population, compare population of those countries to our countries, we have already in our country embedded rich country. We have a country of big people, vast people, the strength of people is there, and thoughts of people are there, but we are unable to understand them. We are able to analyze, get it into our minds what we are. We have already embedded country in our country. Many embedded country are different country, but we are not able to evaluate ourselves. Once, if you don't evaluate self, you cannot improve you have to know your weaknesses, you know the good points and bad points. All points you should know if you want to improve your life. As an individual, or as a group of people, as a society, or as nation, we are now as if suppose I want to take myself on my case, I have to check I have to examine myself. I have to be my student. Always examiner. I have to understand myself where I'm wrong, where I'm right, and where I'm right is no problem. I have to improve there, but where I'm wrong, I have to find out my mistakes, my errors, where I weaken. If I find myself weak, I have to check out that point and resolve it to make it better, or to make it better in a way that it helps me constructively, not you can say negatively, not destructively. So I am considering about, I think it's my right to consider about my nation Bharat, and it's also your right to consider about this if you have time to consider. If you don't have any interest in your country, that's a different issue. But being a citizen of this country, you have basic and fundamental right that you think of this country from your angle, from public angle, from different angles, and you have to check out. It's not necessarily you have to in certain position to do the job. You have to do the job as on your own, because whenever you work somewhere else, you have to think about it. Suppose I join a company and work there, it's my duty to think of that company for whatever angle, for whatever work I'm doing. It doesn't mean whatever I am paid to do that. I have to. It's my basic issue to take that company to higher levels, or it's also my negative duty to slump that company. It depends upon my character, my potential, and my thought, my school in my mind. I have still my school in my mind because there is a university in my mind. That mind is run by that university in my mind. It's not simply mind. It's not simply a material that is my mind is my master. My mind is my director. My mind is my head. If my mind is bad, I am bad. Because my mind directs me. Mind is ruled by certain power. There is a spiritual power which is not related to this lecture, this talk, but in a different way. I'll discuss later on. What I'm saying is we have to see our economy. Our economy means economy as society, economy as nation. Because whole world is fixed. Nobody can change power of world. Wealth of world is fixed. There is no power that can change the world. Yes, distribution can be mismanaged, abused. Resources, what I call wealth of wealth of earth is same. It cannot change. Quantity cannot change. How much quantity of water is there cannot be changed. Yes, it can change forms. Energy can change forms. Sun is same, cannot be changed. Air is same, cannot be changed. Yes, it can be polluted. Same way, we can spoil quality of something, but we cannot change quantity of that thing. Same thing applies here in wealth. Whatever wealth we have is from earth. We are all using that wealth. to our use, to our consumption, to our survival. But somebody is powerful, he says, I am higher than you, I have more power than you, and I am more rich than you. Well, that is only consideration relative terms, that is not an original term. Originally, whole wealth is same, land is same, power of growing is same. You may change properties of process, you may change processes, you may grow million of crops in a year. That is different issue. Question is, then what's the fight? Where is fight? Fight is that I want more than you, I have more right, I have higher right than your right. You are superior, I am superior to you, you are inferior to me. This consideration applies, and that is the weakness, that is the problem, that's the root of all evil managements of this earth. And everybody wants for its own use. Our country wants for his own use, America wants for his use, Gulf wants for theirs. That is the problem here. And then the question comes in, the economic is same, wealth is same, why we are fighting? We are fighting for our selfish nature. Earth is one, material is one, wealth is one, God is one, everything is one. Still we are fighting. Suppose we say today, you imagine there is no country at all on this earth. We imagine this countryless. It's countryless earth. There is no need of all people are living in one country. The name of the country is Earth, Prithvi, and we are all saying Prithvi. There is no problem. We can move here and there. You can go where. If I want to go to any remotest part of this world, I can go without consideration of visa, no only application of anything. You just imagine what type of world it should be. It would be. You are in Bharat, or you are in whatever name now, don't consider those names. Go from this point to that point and without any consideration, and you stay there and work there and live there, and that's it. Imagine what type of world that would be. Can you imagine that? But it will never happen, because we have our own established rights here in related terms. Basically, no one has any right. Earth belongs to God, is owned by God, is owned by nature. Even then, we have established our rights for our sake, for our misunderstanding. To clear that, we have to talk about that. But we shall never talk. We, oh no, this is mine, this is yours, and we stay as a marriage. Okay, we have been staying there as for many centuries, many millenniums, and it has been going on and shall be kept going on as it is. No one going to change that, because we are all human beings. We have no tolerance. We have no power as such. Our souls have depressed, and we cannot live more than that. We are interested only in living, even though we have lived for 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 years. In the status of an individual, and then we have to live. And so our survivors will live, and their survivors will live, our forefathers will live. Means all this is irrelevant talk, nothing to do with real existence. Once I suppose I say it's mine, my is for me, this means, shall I take with me? The question arises, I shall not take anything with me. Nobody has taken so far, and no one has power to take with them. Only you go alone, even leaving this body here, in which you have a pride. That is the reason we're talking of this. Means what is earth for? What is economy for? Economy is only for your survival, for nothing else. I cannot drink economy, you cannot drink economy. I cannot eat earth, you cannot eat earth. I cannot drink sun, you cannot drink sun. No one could do anything else. I cannot drink sea water too. I cannot extinguish sea. I cannot extinguish earth. I cannot extinguish anything. These all are working. They are universal statements. Means earth is moving. You say this all universal is there. Universal is there. Universal is existence are there. Physical forms are there. We cannot change at all. These all cannot be. Means such a thing which is not in our control, but we are still claiming on that. That's what I'm talking about. And my purpose of talk is that we should understand reality. We should understand nature. We should understand that we are on honor of nature. We are not at all honor of nature. We are not even honor of this earth. We are just saying this is my area, this is your area, and that's all. That's the only purpose. Saying purpose, smooth survival and harmonious survival on this earth, which is factually wrong, correct, incorrect. No one is honor. This wealth belongs to all, and unfortunately, we don't even know about that. We are talking a lot, we are doing nothing. For example, we say we have developed very well in sciences, we are developed very well in engineering, we are developed very well in understanding everything, but unfortunately we have not done anything. That's all. We have understood only a few percentage part of this earth. Forget about whole universe, forget about space, forget about other planets. There's only imagination. We are only dreaming, and we will go to that planet, stay there to find it. However, we are able to stay here on smoothly or in an efficient way. We are not at all. So far, we don't even know about sea till now. Sea is just 10 kilometers maximum, from 4 to 10, and you can see is up to 4 kilometers, ocean to 10 kilometers. Even today, we are not sure about what is there in sea, what is there in earth. Just take, for example, I'm not talking about the details, I'm saying, do we know what is the status of water here 4 kilometers down or 10 kilometers down from sea level? Somebody has gone there? No, nobody has gone till now. We cannot reach there. If you consider bottom of sea, which is 4 kilometers from sea level, what pressure is there? 4,000 kilogram per square meter. 4,000 kilogram is 4 ton per square meter. If pressure is at sea bottom is 4 ton per square meter, and at ocean bottom is 10 ton per meter square, 10,000 ton, sorry, not 10 ton, 10,000 ton, 4,000 ton, because 1 ton is 1 kilogram 1 meter by 1 meter by 1 meter quantity of 1 meter like this 1 meter cube of water is about 1000 kilogram, which is 1 ton. If you go 4 kilometers down, which is 4000 tons per square meter in sea, and 10,000 tons per meter square in ocean bed respectively. You think what pressure is there? Is that pressure not adequate to crush rock available there? Geology says at bottom, sea bottom or ocean bottom, it is basaltic rocks, and basaltic rocks is salty. At that pressure, even that rock would crush, because here in ground, if you see rocks is out 50 tons capacity is 50 tons per square meter, 100 tons per square meter maximum, not more than that. And if that capacity exists on ground, what about capacity that at sea bottom level? And will that will that bearing capacity survive in this load? 10,000 tons per square meter, and from ranging from 4,000 tons per square meter. It will crush, it will have many faults, and water will penetrate into those, and this must be like a sludge here on ground. It's a rock sludge there at sea bottom. If we have not understood that, I was going through the internet yesterday and saw about temperature, pressure of that sea level. I was not satisfied, but answers were written as nonsense answers. They were writing in relation to sun rays. Sun rays have got nothing to do with temperature of water and sea, because sunlight cannot penetrate to 10 kilometers below water. This is all imagination. May just you write anything, whatever comes to your mind. Research that. No conduct of research, just write whatever you want. And that's sometimes information available on the internet, which is misleading, having no base at all, but it's available. So one should be very careful to read, understand what is written on the internet. Internet is not the reliable sources, of course, reliable source to some extent, but not to 100%. It's a science, in science and engineering, it can be relied fully. It cannot be relied in a safe manner. It cannot be relied in a serviceable manner. It cannot rely in a manner that information can be used for a durable time, not at all. I will come back to a point that as a start question of economy, our economy, we have to consider our economy as well as a very important factor. I have written something about it. Now, economy comprises of what? There are so many factors that comprise economy. There are so many considerations that constitute economy of a country. And in our country, Bharat, which is a very complex country, which is a country of 130 crores people, and all people from all walks of life, not only from rich means people, or educated people, illiterate people, semi-educated people, masters people, scholars people, richest people, richer people, middle class people, lower profile, beggars type people, and people have nothing to do with life, and they're just living for just like animals are living, with no roof at all, no food at all, no clothes at all. All those types of people, or the collective people, are our ownership. All those people, they are in national ownership. You can say they are in state ownership. You can say they have to survive because they have come to this earth. We cannot say you cannot stay here. They have right, natural right, God's right to stay here, and they have to be fed whatever is required for their human existence. This is what we have to consider. And based on that philosophy, based on the basic requirements, it is the duty of nation, Bharat, to feed them properly to a minimum extent, which is called normal level. You can say we call below poverty line level, but it's not actually even the further below that. And our management is missed, it's negative, is abused. I have previously also said that you can say lakhs of people have got certain benefits which are not due to them. For example, there are many lakhs of people in this country who have got below poverty line cards, and they are rich people, they are very high class, middle class people, if not wealthiest. But even then they are enjoying this. Not this abuse of power. If a person who has many cars, or 1 or 2 cars, and has self house, and then he's earning money, and then he's a BPL card, what shall you call that person? He's not a stealer, he's not a robber, he's not a false statement maker. He's a rubbish person. He's a liability on this society of our country, and he's enjoying all this facility without any check, and nobody checking it. Political support is there, nobody can harm that person, because he's enjoying life at cost of public, because BPL money is from public fund, general funds, taxes. From taxes it comes, and that person is abusing that money, which is a right for those people who are below poverty. In fact, those people who are living in juggies and jhopris, those who have no ground, no clothes, no food, they may be living under certain compulsion, or they have migrated from a state where they have nothing here. So rights of those people who are real ownership of this benefit are avoid or divide. But those who are already having those benefits, they are abusing this right. Such management is by government of this country, or state government, or central government. It doesn't matter. The question is, there's no check on all. Is there no check at all? So that is abuse of power, means potential is there. We have spent money, we have collected money for that, but that money is being abused, which is also a mismanagement, and that must be considered as part of economy. And economy is being wasted, is destructed. That is not correct idea. There is not correct achievement. So consideration is, this is one part. Explanation. There are so many other parts as well. Let us say our system comprises of society, and which is developed only basic education is one part, health is another part, profession is third part, defense forces another part, government services one more part, private services another part. So there are so many sectors. Railways in one part, public transport, you can say railway, by road transport, surface transport, flight transport. All these are you can say different sections in every nation, and our nation is also that our nation must have benefit of these sections. We have all sections there, but these are not enjoyed by all people of society. Flights cannot be enjoyed by everyone. Only those rich people, middle class people who can afford it can fly. Similarly, railways can be enjoyed, or is being enjoyed by all people, but only those people who are rich, they are having benefits of air conditioning, executive classes. But those who are having not that much money, they are enjoying general classes and even just travel class. We have to consider all this. Education, if you say a rich person is having money, and that person can go to any institute, to go to any private institute, or even West institutes or foreign institutes, and can get education there. But lowest class people, who is very low class person, who has no money to go even to school and get admission, that person deprived of education. We may say we have studied so many lower profile schools and colleges and all that, they can go there, but it's not adequately for public, which is quantum now, which is 130 crores now. We have to see, we have to consider all analysis, and I think there should be a body which was there before, but or not. I don't know about the efficiency of that body, which is the planning commission. I'm not sure about what it was doing, what it was doing for decades, and what type of people were there to constitute that body, and what performance it did. I have no record of that. I have not gone through that, and I'm not interested at all to go through that, because we don't want desk people. There are two types of people in jobs and in profession. One is desk people, and what is really field people, and what are those who are semi this way and not that way. So we don't want desk people to develop our country. We want field people to develop our country. We want people who understand life, who understand ground realities, and then apply to them. We don't need people who sit in air-conditioned rooms or very comfortable rooms and think that they can control everything from there. That is not requirement of this country. Requirement of this country is go to real faces, go to ground level, go to understand people's problems, analyze those problems, talk to them, be with them, and you see facts must be revealed to you. If you are unable to do that, means you are useless to society. You are just wasting time of society. You are just taking salaries and monies for that work which you are unable to perform, or you cannot perform. You have no will at all to perform, but you are just, I am employed on this job, I am doing this job for sake of doing this job and getting salary, and that's it. That is not requirement of this country. Our country requirement is different. It has so far been like that, but it cannot remain that forever. We have to change. If whatever we lost, we have lost. We cannot regain that. But we can protect, we can preserve. If something in future is going to be lost, that is our duty. We are educated class now. In 130 crore people, there will be at least 40% educated classes and at least 20% higher educated classes. But we have to understand that. We have to see that there are only, let us consider education and then consider employment. But we have to understand first education, what education is. We have 130 crore people, and there must be at least 20-25 crore students. Right or wrong? We must have at least 20 to 25 crore students in all sections, in all levels. We have to see. First requirement in education is schools, teachers, and textbooks, uniforms. We have to consider how many teachers do we need. Did somebody consider that? Somebody says, oh, this is a state subject and the question doesn't mean, it doesn't have any relevance whether it belongs to state or it belongs to center or constitution of our country, in state list or in union list. That is different matter, nothing to do with consideration. Consideration can be made plainly. That part of department must be there. If planning commission could tell us, fine. If there is no planning commission, some other body could tell us, that is fine. I don't mind about any group or any commission or a committee. For that question is, there should be someone to tell nation that we need this and we have this. This is our deficiency or this is our redundancy. If there is a redundancy, we don't need redundancy also. Do you know what redundancy means? I will just explain to it. Redundancy means something is more than required. If I have 10 rupees, I require 8 rupees only. 2 is surplus, and that is called redundant, more than required at that time, not forever. We die neither redundancy. If we have redundancy, we have to protect that for somewhere else. We can transfer it where it is required to replenish deficiency. That is all right. But if we have deficiency, we have to make it up. to bring it to a level playing field, which you can call a required line, on that required line. If we can do that, that is called planning. We have to plan ourselves. We cannot sit thinking the others will come and sit tell us. We cannot depend. Oh, German will come. We can call people from USA. We can call people from Germany. We can call England. We can call from some other. Who can tell us how you manage yourself? Do we have no mind? Why should we depend upon US or upon UK or upon German to let us know what we need? Are they so intelligent they will know about us? Let them solve their problem first. Are there no problems in the US? Are there no problems in German? Are there no problems in UK? Why we think that they are much better than us? Because we think we are inferior. And of course we are inferior because our minds were inferior. Our minds were not futile and active and proactive. That should have been. That is why we are considered by West countries as second class people in education or in some other areas. But we are not. We are not at all. We have survived for centuries, for millennia, our country has survived. It doesn't mean, yes, there have been phases, we have dropped ourselves, we have slumped ourselves, and those phases are not all phases. There are times when we have not performed well because of so many reasons, because of extragenous populations, extravagant populations. If you just imagine, we are 130 crore people in this country. If suppose America has equal that population of 130 crores, where would that nation stand? Can you just imagine? Will they have same standard of living they are doing today? Will they talk same in a similar fashion they are talking today? It is easy to blame someone. It is easy to consider others level down and you are up. That's not a fact of life. If suppose we have 30 or 15 crore people today in this country, what would be our status? In place of 130 crore, if we are 15 crore or 20 crore like US has or like some other country has, what would be our status? Same wealth which is being used, same resources which are being used by 130 crore people would be used by 15 to 25 crore people, and this would be a wealthier country. This will be wealthier than US. This will be wealthier than other nations. We should know that. We should analyze that. It's not simply talking and considering all the time that we are nothing. No, we are nothing, but we are something as well. Once again, I said, many rich countries have been embedded into our country, which are not visible, which are not seen, which are hidden, which are concealed, but we cannot identify those. We must identify those. Those people can benefit this country. Those people can raise this country up. Those people can augment this country's strength, because country's strength depends upon its wealth, its mind, its potential, and for other factors such as education, good health sector, and good education sector, good power, good defenses. So we have all that. We have all natural properties. We have all natural gifts with us. We have all types of weathers with us. We have all types of natural wealth. We have all types of natural potential human. We have all types of benefits with. Of course, we have negatives, just like we have spoiled these. We have polluted our environment. We have polluted our minds. We have polluted our health. This we have contributed to ourselves. So we cannot blame others, and others cannot say that we are lower because they have also their problems. Don't say they don't. Don't think that all people are rich in America. Don't think all people are rich in Gulf. Don't think all people are rich in England. We have same people there. Only thing is race difference, our inferiority complex in our mind. Ultimately, they don't have their own scientists. Our people are going there, other peoples are going there. They are working for them. This means they don't have developed scientists with them, but we have. They don't have developed engineers with them, but we have. We can compare that. Somebody may think I'm talking a lot. Yes, I'm talking a lot because I'm talking facts. It doesn't matter. I don't care for that. Education is education. Even if I learn that, or if your citizen learn that, or UN citizen learn that, it is one and the same thing. Mind is same everywhere. Work is same everywhere, potential is same everywhere. We have ourselves differentiate between that. You are Indian, you don't know anything. You are, I am USA, I know this, I am more stronger than you. Unlike that, that is your consideration, internal consideration, nonsense consideration. There is nothing as such. Human are human, mind is mind, capacity is capacity, walking is walking. Everything is same except some color and some features because of environment where I am born. It's not because of your potential, my potential. I am not making frictions between nationalities, but this is a fact of life. We have no right to say you are inferior, you are that. I have no right. You have no right to say you are superior to me. Not at all. It is capacities, character, its potential that because we have become lazy. That's the only problem. India, our people are little lazy. If we just remove that element of laziness, we shall be same in world. We shall have same power in world. No need of working 12 hours a day, 30 hours, 30, you can say 18 hours a day if you do efficiently work in 8 or 6 hours. If you try. because we are talking, we are wasting time, we are talking irrelevant things, we are not concentrating ourselves, we are not applying degree of seriousness on our activities. If we apply seriousness on our activities, we shall perform in the same manner as are performing. But this is a cultural difference. This is a culture of much. We don't have developed that culture. We are not serious in business, we are not serious in understanding, we are not serious in applications, we are not serious anywhere. We are serious where we think that we should be serious, that's all, nothing else. We are very serious in family angle, we are very serious in marriage, we are serious in divorce, we are very serious in each all those activities which are related to society destruction, social degradation, social deterioration. But we are not thinking about country, we are not thinking about all, we are just thinking, we are confining our school of thought to our own family and family relatives and family people and family members. Means self-oriented people we have become, not self-nation oriented, not self. We have to be self-oriented in a relation to nation. Did not have adequate crops on time. We did not have. We are used to import wheat grains, fruit grains, but now we are self-reliant because we were serious for few decades, and that seriousness resulted in surplus food, surplus at redundancy of fact. We are not even able to store that. See, the way food is available, grains are available, but we cannot protect them, we cannot preserve them. So these are spoiled by weather, these are spoiled by rain, no storage, no packability structures. Packability means no durable structures, no silos, no bins, no nothing, no cold storages. How can you preserve your grains and food items? That is absence of seriousness. The farmers are serious, they are growing, they are serious, they are working, but their proceeds are not protected. That is absence of seriousness. This means state is not serious, state means nation, government is not serious, people are serious, and somewhere people are not serious, government is serious. Government is serious where elections are there, where seats are required, there people are not serious. Where people are serious, government is not serious. Both ways are there. Everybody is self-oriented in interests. So our people are our own. So what I say is education is a big part of that. We should have in a planned manner devised a way how many classes, which classes, for example, we have students, a part of education, first requirement is student. We should be able to send our kids to schools. That is first requirement, because without students, school cannot start. We have to force this. There is a bill, there's an act, there's a statute, right of education. Statute is not adequate until it is adequately in an optimum way. In an optimum way, it is applied, it's executed. It has got no meaning at all. If it is meaningful, we have to make it meaningful. Just Parliament Act is not adequate. More about Parliament is public. Parliament is lower to public. Public has to be serious. My kids are not just to live, they are there to achieve education first. It is birthright of every kid, like I was there. But we are not able to do it because this kid's mother, they are poor, they don't have food, so they don't care about that. But when they don't care about that, it is duty of the state to care about that, and state requires to allot fundings for that part of students' expenses, and that is a must. Wherever we have to arrange that, from where, it's not my business, it is business of state to arrange funds in every annual financial statement, which is called annual budget, which starts from 1st of April and goes to 31st of March every year. That is called financial statement budget of our country. That must allocate required funds for students' education, which is mandatory and must be mandatory to certain classes, say 12th class or say first degree level. It must be mandatory, and state must expand that. State must incur expenses on that, and that must be a part of budget funding. This is first part of planning, which is a must. We can consider that there are 20 crores of students in all sections in our country. If you consider 125 crores people, 130 crores people, what percentage of those kids who must get education are there? We can say like this 25 crores, for example, or 20 crores. Then we should say how many teachers are required for. Can you just imagine how many kids one teacher should look after? That is a question mark. That is called a scale. That is called allotment. One teacher cannot look after 500 students at a time, or 200 students at a time, or 100 students at a time, because teacher has to involve with every student in person, not just writing on blackboard, on chalkboard, and saying this you listen. People, half of students don't want to study because they are students, they are kids, they want to entertain life, they want to play games in the street. This is what basic requirement of a student is. Students don't prefer study because it creates stresses, it imports stresses of mind, and no kid wants to be stressed. So half of them shall certainly be sleeping in class, or may not be sleeping, bias, maybe mind somewhere else at home. So that has to be redirected back, and that can be redirected back only when every teacher is involved with each and every student. Therefore, even half an hour period, or 1 hour period, or 4 or 5 periods in a day, every teacher must talk to students, must check their slate or notebook, must talk to them whether a student understands or not, can call a student to board or to chalkboard. Means that is called personal attention, just to apprise, just to clarify, or just to make clearance, or just to understand, make an understanding whether there is a relation existing between teacher and student. Because that student is not very well matured, that is very small student, say 5 years to 15 years. That student is not very serious in studies, that student doesn't understanding value of education, that student doesn't think what this education shall give him. That students need to eat, that student needs to eat something, toffee, or some other items in class, that is of more interest. That the student is interested in playing games, that is of course at more interest to that, because that person is a student, that is not serious person. That person doesn't understand what is good for that and what is not good for that. But that is requirement of teacher to expel. It's serious. Not should expel, the teacher must impact on student in a faith, not physically, in mind. That teacher must attract attention of that student to studies in whatever form, in serious form, in playing form, in gaming form, or whatever, in joking form, or whatever, in, you can say, entertaining form. In whatever form, there must exist a running and efficiently effective relation between teacher teaching and student who is receiving that teaching. That can be created only when adequate number of teachers are available to teach that student. If we consider 20 crores students are there at a time, say, and 20 students are allotted to one teacher under that charge. So how many teachers do we need? It is simple arithmetical question. You can find answer to that, need no explanation. Then we have to consider, do we have that number of teachers at a time in this country? If we don't have that number of teachers at a time in this country, why do we not have that number of teachers at that time in a country who are required to teach those students? What problem existed? Why did we not design, why did we not plan and conceive to meet our educational requirements, which is first requirement of every nation, to start a society, to design a society, to develop a society? Because without education, society is like an animal. Is right or wrong? Why we did not do that? Why today we don't know, in 2050 or in 2040, how many teachers shall be required to contain educational basis? If we cannot know that, what planning we have, I don't understand. What is meaning of planning? Where we are running this country to, I don't know. What these politicians are doing, I don't know. What is the function of parliament? What is the function of state assemblies? What is the function of our courts? And what is the function of all executives? I don't know. They are by namesake or for namesake, they are those bodies existing, or they are really existing for performance. If we cannot understand our problems, we cannot even know our problems, how can we solve that? Is this a problem which I discussed about number of teachers required? I have seen many videos in these political elections, and there have been complaints even from those teachers who are well educated, who are having doctorate degrees and teaching in universities, but they wept because they don't have secure jobs. They don't have defined jobs. They are called ad hoc job-based teachers, and they are not well trained or they are not well educated. That is not question. Question is they are well trained because they are having PhD degrees, but they are not treated well by university or by government. They are not treated well. No vacation for them, no holidays for them, no mind refreshing for them, no personal care for them, but just take this money monthly and teach and go home, and we will find appointment someone else if you don't come back. If that is the teacher, I don't think this is a good future for our country. Teacher is intelligent, first intelligent in any country's teacher. Intellectually can say. They say Buddhijeevi, first intelligent is teacher. If teacher is not happy, how students can be happy, how society can be happy, how nation can be happy. Teacher teaches to others, but who teaches teacher? Question is, if teacher is under strain, I'm not calling it stress because strain is more important. Stress only impacts your mind, but strain changes your mind. In engineering, we say how strain, this is strain in any material. Oh, this material is expanded by so many millimeter, or it is contracted by so many. This is called a strain. Whereas force applies only, that is stress. I'm not talking about strain. Stress and strains have got certain relations, and that results in certain Young's modulus, which is not a which is nothing to do with this talk because there is engineering talk, that's something else, but I'm just referring that it is considered there. Same thing, it can be considered for any person who is involved in teaching or in any other profession or somewhere else. So we have to see how many teachers are required in this year, in next year, in 5 years, in 15 years, in 2020 years, in 2050. You say, where is that requirement? Where is that projection? Where is that? Nobody has that. If we don't have that, how can teachers work? And we are not employed teachers then. We don't have employed those teachers. If we don't have employed those teachers, how can they teach our students? And those, I don't care about school building that much. I care about teacher and quality of teacher. I care about student. You can make not very excellent schools. You can make normal schools, no problem. There have been many people who qualified from government schools, from municipal schools, and they have advanced in life. They have been very intellectual people, professionals. It doesn't matter if you come from a convent school or if you come from a 5-star building school, not necessary. If you go to Gulf countries, you will find very big schools, very well decorated schools, very well serviced schools, but result must be there, and result is product, and product is student. If student doesn't come out of the school in a good manner, in a well-designed manner, in a well-projected manner, what function that school serves out of my understanding. I'll take a little drop of water because it's already on 30 degrees here, I think. So we have to evaluate our strength first, and if you take consideration of 20 crores, and if you take 20 students for one, divide 20 crores by 20, it's 1 crore. This is minimum I'm taking. At least there should be 10 students for one, but we are not that luxurious country. We cannot afford like England affords or like America affords. We don't have that capacity. Even if 30 we can be taken, it's okay. Let us consider 20 or 30 or 20 to 30. This means we need 1 crore teacher all over this country at a time, every year. 1 crore do we have? We have many states. Can we count that? How many teachers we have there? Is it 1 crore? And if 1 crore are there, it's very acceptable. It's good. But why students are not there then? What data, what problem barricades that they are not coming to schools? That can be food, that can be books cost, that can be uniform, that can be anything. It's nothing new. Everybody knows it. And governments have thought it before. All governments have thought. Current government also thinks about it because government has to move on the same tracks. It's nothing special. I'm not talking about special education. All schools are there, all students are there. Question is quantification of that. I'm just talking about quantification because estimate starts from quantification of lowest required items. So this is like first item in whatever society we are living in, that there must be established base of education. If we can solve that from first level, it goes to another level. So this is primary requirement, and after that if you go to another requirement, that is middle school, and then it is matriculation or school, senior school, whatever you call that. It goes up in a similar way. We consider 20 crore, then can be another 20 crore or 10 crore for middle and higher education. Then we have to consider that in a similar pattern as we consider this, because those levels are differently specialized. There you will not find general teachers, you will need other teachers, specifically subject oriented teachers like physics oriented, chemistry teacher, physics teacher, economics teacher, arts teachers, drawing teachers, music teachers, and many sorts of that. And if you go further higher, you will require higher classes of teachers, professors, teachers, you may say, all sections of this, all the subjects of professor, humanity professor, science professor, biology professor, engineering professor, drawing professor, mechanical, electrical, civil, all types of engineering, and one for so on and so forth. We have to analyze each and every section of that educational world, otherwise we shall fall short of world requirement. Our education system has to be amended. Of course, that is a requirement, because so far what I have seen, we are talking, we are writing, we are speaking in a bureaucratic way, in a way just like commissions work, just like teams of committees work. They work in a way to meet their requirements only. They work in a job pattern, they don't work in target pattern. Whatever we appoint a committee, whatever we appoint a commission, wherever by government or by non-government, those commissions are oriented only that to that scope of work. You know what scope of work means? Whatever objective is defined to those commissions, they work within constraints, within limitations of those definitions, without considering extra limits, which is very important, because every committee has certain limits of coordinations, certain interactions to be made with others, but those do not do that, because heads of those or members of those committees are not from those fields which they must be. Either we have judges there, or we have ICE officers there, or we have some luminaries there who have no ground experience at all. We will take up certain questions here, certain references here in that connections later on. What I am saying now in this first discussion of education is our education must be sound. And what is sound? It must be sound. Whether we call this person is sound mind or this person is not sound mind. What does that mean? Sound means active mind, not passive mind. That mind should be active. That mind should be reasonable. That mind should be logical. That mind should work. That mind should not just receive instruction. That mind must create instruction. If I am receiving instructions from my bosses or from some other relatives or from some other persons, and I am working on those instructions, but I have to pass those instructions to someone as well. I cannot digest those instructions, because digestion will not help. I have to receive instructions and transform those instructions, keeping abreast my own capacity in my mind and in my potential, and then flourish those instructions further in different mode or different explanatory or elaboratory mode, and pass it to those who have to really work on those, because I am acting as a transmitter to give further enrichment of the instruction to someone else who will fully understand that, because person who transferred to me those instructions was not expert of those. It just says you do it like this, and I will think on that, I have to contemplate on that, and when I am successfully contemplating on that and thinking on that and making a newer instructions, or you can say specialized or detailed instruction to be passed on to other one, that is called sound application. Sound doesn't mean voice here. Sound means voice of work, voice of instructions, voice of management inside mind that can give. My mind should understand instructions. My mind should think on those instructions, my mind should analyze those instructions, and my mind should finalize what should be added on the instructions or what should be deleted from the instructions, and augment its mesh which I have in mind, and that mesh should create new instructions to be given to a person who has to execute implement those instructions. That stage of working of my mind from receiving instructions to passing the instruction to a third party, that is called sound effect of mind. So my mind is operative, my mind is working, my mind is analyzing, my mind is controlling those, my mind is thinking right or wrong there, and then my mind is delivering a pass to those instructions to next network point, and that is called my mind is sound, because a person who delivered instructions to me was not having sound mind. He had sound mind to some extent, and I have delivered my further enrichment of sound mind and goes to another person who will use his sound mind. That is called sound mind. And same thing I'm talking here, soundness. We use this word in our engineering, but this is also engineering, social engineering, work engineering, cultural engineering. You may call it, though there is no such disciplines in universities in engineering as such, but nowadays they call it social scientists, they will say, social engineer, they may say, this political party is social engineering. This is engineering from their viewpoint of view, but our viewpoint of view being professionals is entirely different. So if I say he is a person of sound mind, you must understand what sound mind does mean here. He is a person of sound mind to be a president of India. He must be a sound mind to be a scholar. He must be a sound mind to be a professor. That means mind should work in required pattern. Not simply should be a piece of soil, just like they call Matika booth. It should not be a Matika booth. It should be a sound booth, thinking booth. Booth means a statue. A person is called a statue only, or a statue of soil only, when mind doesn't work and that person understands nothing, only laughs or talks and does nothing else. That is called stupidity, or that is called unsound mind. So if you have sound mind, you are right, you are efficient. If your mind works and you use it, there are people who have sound mind but they don't use it, they sleep. That is also no use, because that person is having sound mind without use. And if you use your mind every time, many times, it will become further sound and further active and further powerful, and that is what is required. Education is that. A boy, a girl, a kid, 5 years old, he has also sound mind, but his sound mind, that sound mind is applied in, is used in learning, used in playing, used in thinking, used in enjoying his own world, the kid's own world. He doesn't understand your seriousness. That kid is not serious how money shall come in. That boy, girl is serious in its own entertainment. You know, these students even don't understand what life is. If I don't know anyone, somebody is there with kid, and if you see that kid and smile, that kid smiles. That kid responds to my smile. That is, if I just tease this guy like this, that would smile and say like this. This is called communication with unknown people. Communication with whom we don't know. That kid doesn't know who I am, but still that kid responds. Because that kid has mind. That kid's mind is receiving my signals, my eye signals, my mouth signals, my lip signals. I'm not talking to that kid, but that kid is receiving signal, the received signal, and responds back. That is collection of mind. That person who's carrying that or bearing that kid, his father or mother relative, he's unaware of what I'm talking to that person, that boy or girl. But this boy is happy with me because I am talking to him in a different mode. I tease him by anything and he feels it is like that boy, that girl waits, means I have to talk again. Because that is pleasure. That kid draws pleasure with my communication. Means that mind that boy as girl or baby has got is working. So this means sound. Mind is sound. It's born sound. It works. But we have to see where it works. We have to see where that mind of a baby should be available. It is available in school, or it is available in home, in game field, or in match, or somewhere else, or in bad activities. If we use this mind for a boy, a girl, or a kid in some bad activities, that will receive bad activities, because that mind is not competent or consistent adequately to analyze or to understand whether or not of good or bad. If that understands good or bad, this means that is not kid. That is youth. That is a mature person. But it's not that. Now what happens? We cannot understand this. Of course, psychologists understand that, and doctors understand that, and those people who are working in that field, they understand that. But we don't understand that because we are common people. I am a common people. I am talking of something as reference only. I am not expert of that. That I just tell you my experience, how I read, how I observe society. So we have to establish education base in a required way in to meet our current requirements and future requirements. Whatever basis we have developed so far have been developed, but they are not perfect. They have not been developed. They have been developed to emergency meeting of requirements. Because when we got freedom from somewhere else, from the British, we were not having anything. No schools, no colleges, nothing. They were somewhat very negligible. We got it, we developed it rightly or wrongly, efficiently or inefficiently, that is a secondary consideration, but we got something. I am here because of that mistake or good or right or wrong by acts of educational basis. I am a product of that. You are also a product of that. My seniors also product of that. My juniors also product of that. Whatever is that right, we cannot criticize that because criticism will not give us anything. Criticism must be used for purpose of benefit, for purpose of learning. And we are learning now that that base had certain deficiencies which have to be fulfilled now. And how to fulfill that? That is a requirement. That is a question that we worked out, to be conferred with, to be brainstormed. And we have to brainstorm. It's not simply my speech. It is everybody has to think. Every person like me, senior to me or junior to me, or in the same line as I am, in the same pattern, it is our duty to use our brain to storm those problems which are existing in us. Those viruses which have come into our systems have to be depleted, have to be quarantined. That is a requirement. So can we amend our basic education, and can we quantify this education requirement parameters, attributes that attest to those requirements, and solve it? If they say there is no employment, there is nothing, well, how can employment come when we are not thinking at all? Are we having that required number of teachers and those students who must be in schools? If that thought is applied and that solution is reached, you will find plenty of teachers' job. And when there are teachers' job, there will be PN's job as well. There will be principal job as well. There will be driver's job as well. There will be many other jobs, interrelated jobs, dependent jobs on teachers, because one teacher brings many other jobs with him. That is a requirement. So this is a channel can create employment. I just told 1 crore teachers availability, and if it is there, why? This means they are abused, they are not properly utilized, and if they are not available, why they are not available? That is the question. This type of questions must be raised in certain platforms, and that platform is either parliament platform or social platform. In social platform, there is no legal value, but in parliament platform, there is legal value. Why our representatives are not raising questions? This is one part in education. Another part of same education is why we are flourishing in our population, why our population is not controlled. It was 30 crore in beginning of 1947. Why it has gone from 30 crores to 130 crores? There is an announcement of 100 crore. Why it is there in 30 crore? Well, they are around 4 times or more than 4 times. Where we have gone there? Why we have gone there? How we have gone there? Questions. After all, we are human beings. Are we born to just generate kids, just to sleep with people and breed? Is that what's the difference between dogs in our community, horses in our community, oxes in our community? There should be some difference at all. After all, we are human beings. We cannot go on just generating kids without any future. Why we are interested in so many kids? Why can't we live alone, or why can't we live just based on one kids? This is a philosophical question, this is a social question, this is a national question, this is a social question, a required social question, powerful social question. Whereas we are not talking about this, we are not thinking about that, we are leaving it to God. Oh, this will happen, we'll see, it's up to God, how many kids he gives me. This is not up to God, this is up to you, how many kids you have. If you don't marry, how shall you have kids? If you don't relations, how will you have kids? You have to think that way also. It's not God forcing you to do marriage or to force you to have relations. Why you are having relations? That is a question. You say, oh, you're not talking like a human being, because it is not a question of talking or not talking. It's a question of practical life. It's my right to have kids. It's my right not to have kids. My right means wife and husband rights. My doesn't mean individual I'm talking. It's right of, you can say, both spouses, whether or not to have kids. No one can force you have kids. Law cannot force you have kids. God cannot force you have kids. It is up to you. You are educated persons. You have a mind. You have a thinking power. You can think of current and future times, but you are not thinking. You are just saying, "Oh no, no, no. There's no life. I don't kids." If there is no life, you don't have kids. If there is no kid, do you have life? Are you not living? Are you not working for yourself? Are you not living for your society? Are you not living for nation? Don't say that. Example is there. Professor Dr. Abdul Kalam was there. Prime Minister Atal Bihari was there. There were so many people who did not have kids, but they enjoyed life. They served society. You cannot serve better than what Abdul Kalam served. You cannot serve with so many other people serve the society. You can serve your society without having kids, without having families. Nobody stops you. There is no such law that barricades you. But you are not interested because you are interested to remain a part of society, and society accepts you only because you have family and you have kids. You are this consideration, your family, bachelor people, girl or boy, they are not accepted by people. So society of people who are couples, who are married people or family people, these are kept off. This is culture of society, this character of society, this is really attractive for society. Those who are bachelors are not welcome in family areas. This is right, that happens, this is a fact of life. But that is all other an isolation of discussion. I'm not diverting discussion. My offense is, my statement is, my submission is, my contention is that we have to understand our problems first. If we can understand how to control population, why not to understand that? Are we going to get certain additional benefit by augmenting population? That is a considerable point. What benefit we are getting, we have to consider that. Yes, we are getting benefit of disease, benefit of bad health care, benefit of bad education, benefit of bad, we can say we have to we need more food, more wheat grains we need more strength, more resources to meet those. Then why to create such problems? Even if you have one kid, that is adequate, just like it happened in China, they just force people to have one kids only. So this cannot be applied there because we have so many constitutional factors. We have elections, we have communities, we have religions, we have everything, and those all come in one way or other way into application to augment our strength of population in a quality manner. No problem if you have 130 crore people, no problem at all if these people live a quality life, if these people lead a good life, have all properties with them, have all resources with them for benefit. If we can avail them all this, it's fine. But can we? Again, the question is, if America has 130 crore people, what standard America shall have? You can just contemplate that, no need of any additional statement on that or any additional emphasis of argument. It's common sense. It is human sense to understand that. If same thing applies to Gulf countries who are very rich in each unit's capacity, you just imagine if all Gulf has 130 crore people, what standard they will have. They have very small people, very small population, and they are crying about jobs. They are throwing foreigners away now. They have started throwing foreigners off because we want jobs for our nationals. In this small population, they have started thinking. They have brilliant mind now because they can buy minds through. They have sent all their kids to foreigners for foreign universities and they got all their educations now. They want jobs. Small populations, all countries don't have populations like us, but they are also suffering. They are also having grievances. They are also thinking for them, and they say, okay, start nationalizing all those. First priority is to national. First priority is to citizen of that country. And then if the person is not available, the source human resources is not available in that position or in that distance, they import people. They employ foreigners. If those countries are so serious, America is also starving for jobs, their people are also starving. Why we are so ignorant? Why do we condone every time on these questions? Why are we not frank? Why are we not serious to talk about this? Why we concern only for votes and vote banks in each and every sphere of life? It is common sense that additional population, additional, I have to say, it was 30 crores in 1947 and it is now 130 crore. For my consideration, this 100 crore is additional. This is redundant. This should not have been there. Okay, it has been there, but it's a part of our country. It's the potential of our country in human resources, but we are not taking care of that. There are hardly 5% people who are rich and who are wealthy and who are availing all facilities in our society, and others are not having that facilities. It is because those people are rich, they have power. They are rich because of some of the reasons which are no meaning here to discuss. But I'm talking of the base, that's educational base. And because this primary educational base which cannot be resolved at this level, this cannot go up. This means if these people are not well educated, this 12, 20 crore poor people or 15 crore poor students, if these are not well educated, these cannot move upwards. These cannot go to middle schools and these cannot go to higher schools and then to universities. These cannot move, and that is a deficiency of our country. We have no potential to inculcate education into each and every kid of this country. And that is abuse of this country. This is abuse of human resource. We are, you can say, killing our human resource in spiritual form, in soul form, in potential form. We are not allowing those kids to develop. This is development. Education is development. This is development of human being. If human being develops, society develops. If society develops, neighborhood develops. If neighborhood develops, state develops. If the state develops, nation develops. It is from one point to another point and to then another point and then last point. If our kids are not educated, what they shall do? They will clean cars, they will broom streets, or they will do crimes. They will pick pockets, they will kill others to loot others. This shall happen. And this has been happening. Because these people also need food. These poor people also need houses. These people also need additional benefits. Though they are not educated, this is not their fault. If someone is not educated, at least to minimum requirement, this is not fault of that person. This is fault of society, state. Because we allowed that generation to come in, then we should have stopped. We should have barricaded that generation. Why we did not that? If we don't have any such legislations in this country that barricades explosion of population or augmentation of population in unskilled form, it is fault of the state, it's not fault of that family. Because family is human being. There is no other thing. They will and they will just live in society, and there is a race in society. There is a comparison society, and that person is bound to accept society mandates. And that society mandates, which is not legal, but it is a mandate. This family has to survive in that society, and there's a comparison. There's a comparison. Oh, this you are not having. You could not get your sister married. You could not get your kid married. You couldn't get your daughter married. You don't have this much money to get her married. Then why will? There's a question. If your daughter sits without marriage for more than required number of years, 30, if your daughter is 35 years or 30 years age and she is not married, people watch as if we are aliens. You couldn't marry your daughter, your sister. Question comes in and society disintegrates here. Because your marriage, your daughter's marriage is responsibility of others to think. They will not do anything. They will not support you, but they will raise questions. Oh, you could not get your sister, your daughter married? And they pinch you, they pinpoint you, they punch you in this way, they tease you in this way, but it applies to all, not to you. Because marriage is very important. It is more important than education. It is more important than development. You marry and produce kids. That is priority based jobs in this country. No problem. If there's problem after marriage, no problem. If there's post-marriage disputes, no problem. It's leading to divorce. We get divorce, no problem. But you marry. See, the formula of mathematics in our society, mathematical based society. This is our social mathematics. You marry once. If this is going to result in divorce, no problem. Divorce we can face. We cannot face no marriage state. Real. Divorce is acceptable, but no marriage state is not acceptable. If you are singly, if you are living bachelor, that is not acceptable. You married and you live, that is acceptable. Means you had only the problem of being single that time before marriage, but now there are two singles post marriage after getting divorces. That is not a problem. That a single was a problem. This is our beautiful society, scientific society, developed society. Our thought levels are rubbish. It is my right, it is my life. If I want to stay single or want to stay double, it's my choice. Why it is pinching your eyes? Because you are in same society where I am living in. We have same level of thinking as my father's think, your father's think, and others on road think. There is no intellectual thinking. This is sophisticated empirical thinking. Because I am living like this, you also live like this. Because I don't trust a person who is not married in families of those who are having families. I am not given the, you can say, level of trust. They think, oh, he's bachelor, we don't invite him to our marriage party or to our birthday party or this party. He's kept in isolation, and that forces every person to get married to someone. This was a formula, this was a trend. Still, this applies because there have been so many changes to institutional marriage now. It's marriage. There are many people who are not interested in formally marrying. They are just interested in living in or in LGBT mode. Both are rubbish, but they are there. Society has diverted its destination to those new destinations, which are now called living marriage institution as well as LGBT institutions, which are of course a regrettable state of affairs in our country and in all those countries where it is mandated to be right, to be legal. But that is, you can say, a dust, a sludge, a pollution, another kind of pollution generated and created in our society. It's not air pollution, it's not water or soil pollution, it is institutional pollution of abusing relations, which is going to create other problems, disease problem, epidemics in future. It's a kind of rashness driving, we are driving our society in unnoticed directions where there are, because the pots on roads, there are water logs, there are no good roads, there are no directions. Just with any speed you move, whenever you want you apply brakes, or whenever you want to drive a 160 or 200 kilometers per hour, it is up to you, and that is called LGBT mode, and you can say living of humans mode, living marriages. We call living people, living couples. We are moving in a direction which is not agreeable directions, but we cannot stop also because this is having high magnitude now. It cannot be controlled now. Youth have not adequate mind to think about all that. They require feedback. They require feedback from their people, from their parents, from their society, from their gurus, teachers, from nation. But those feedbacks are ignored now. Nobody is interested now. Talks of this. If somebody is doing something antisocial in train or road, nobody bothers about that. If some girl has only very all legs exposed except small underwear, nobody bothers about. Let her go to whatever she thinks. Who takes care of her? People don't bother about that, and those youth people, they don't care about that. They want to live their way. Society wants to live its way, and things are moving. Life is moving, and this shall be kept on moving like this. There is no hesitation at all. People have no shame at all. People don't care about seniors, young people, and people nobody cares about anything. So we are one way or other way is less serious society, very less careable society. Now we are losing care also. There used to be people in past times who, oh, this is my uncle, this is my chacha, this is my tau, this is this, and there have been habits of chacha ji namaste and tau ji namaste and how are you on that. All those society cultures have gone. Uncle is a term. You can say it is general term. You call uncle and don't respect. This is what is this. No question. I don't expect any respect from youth now because there is no such fashion left. Nobody respects anybody. You thinks I am very important and senior regret. That's all, nothing else. Now there are no such seniors like old people who had no education. Now most of seniors are well educated. They are well educated and in every respect they have worked whole life. They have served this national life, but they are ignored by youth. Well, it is because of cultural, you can say defect, because cultural defect, or you can say society defect, or you can say this educational defect, or you can say it is money might. Everybody has money, everybody has facility, they don't care about anybody. It applies in all sections of society. So my issue was education. Education leads to all these types of results. If you are well educated from society, from your family, from your school, from your university, you will conduct in your behavior accordingly. If you are not well educated, you will not conduct in that way. That is the problem. We have to conduct in a uniform way. We are human beings. If today somebody that person will be young, and that person will be then old, and then senior or veteran one day. Everybody has to pass through phases, all these phases. Nobody should think that I am superior or inferior. This is life. Education is a must, because education does not mean that you will get jobs after passing degrees. You have to become a good person. You have to become a good citizen of this country. You have to be a citizen of this world. You have to contribute to your country. You have to contribute to your home. You have to contribute to your society. You have to contribute at the same time to the whole world. You have to contribute to this earth. You can contribute only when you are something. You are consistent in your thought. You are confident in your capacity. You are a competent person. Only then you can do something for this planet and for yourself. So our education system has to move in modified way. Our education system is not sound one. Sound in sense it doesn't result in work. If one 12th class pass student comes and that person wants job, I don't understand what type of job that 12th class pass can find, and what type of job that a graduate, ordinary graduate, bachelor of arts or bachelor of commerce or that can find a job except working on papers or on computers. Working on papers or on computers does not fulfill our requirements. You get any education, you get whatever degrees you have, but you must have some potential to deliver to society, to add to work. That is important. If someone is BA, MA, PhD, and having some other degree, looking after job, I don't understand. From that, applicant should think what job he can do. If you think everybody can be accommodated in offices jobs, that is not going to happen in future, because all know computer, all know those types of jobs. Then why you are required there? If I'm running a company, I can do computer job, my daughter can do computer job, my kid can do computer job. Why shall I require another person to work for me if my family can work for myself, or I can work for myself? Question is, this is a part of educational modification. Our system must produce students, must produce our pass outs with some added qualification, with some work based by hands. And that person should be taught something to earn money, something to add to society, and that is called technology. Technology doesn't need research of engineering. I'm not talking of that. There were schools before also. Every country has that. Even England has that. America has that. That they produce pass outs in a way that that person can work somewhere. Job oriented activities. Small jobs, not high profile jobs. Jobs that can you fetch something. That job you must know. Technical based job, technician job. We are short of technicians, real technicians. We have technicians, but they are only for namesake technicians. We need consistent and competent technicians that know about how to work. They have been formally taught about how to work by those who are seniors, who are experienced and pragmatic people. They must be their teacher. And that part goes to IITs, you can not IITs, ITIs, Indian Industrial Institutes, IITs or technology, or I don't know full term ITIs, Indian Training or Indian Technical Institutes, in whatever industrial training, yes, industrial training institutes. I'm talking about that. It's not simply that we need institutes. We have to teach them all trades. For example, we have to teach them mechanical work, how to weld, how to ream, how to grind, how to cut, how to paint. All these activities they must understand on the structural steel, on steel, and how to work on stainless steel, how to work on mild steel, how to work on various activities of galvanizing, how to work on hot dip galvanizing, how to work on, you can say, powder coating, and so many activities are there. Lathe machine, other machine, and involved in spare parts manufacturing. These are activities, electrical activities in similar pattern, mechanical activities, electrical construction activities. We require masons, traditional carpenters, furniture carpenters, shuttering carpenters, other carpenters, concreting band, brick masonry, tile work, and all the chemical works. We need such technicians with certain degrees that they are already earning, and if they have that backup, they can work in a skilled manner. We should not think that these educated people can work only as section officers or in offices or in clerical work or in some other work which is job or of desk oriented. Desk orientation is not our future. Our future is work oriented. We have to work by ourselves, by our hands and minds, using power of mind and delivering to someone to get in return wages. We have to create work for wages, not for nominal salaries, because nominal salaries cannot bring you in, but wages can bring you in. If you know job, you can do job and you can get in return. That type of activities are required these days, because future is technology based, future is technocratic based, future is computer based, future is basis of all these. Power where potential is required, not your book knowledge is required, or not your writing skill required, or not your speaking is required. Now that is not required. Requirement is work, because future is industry, future is factory, future is sector of construction, future is mining, future is all those which have not been developed so far, particularly in our country. We say we are constructing roads. Roads you are constructing, but who is constructing? Do we have any good people to construct? Okay, they may say we have machines and we have this, so this is machine-oriented field. But these machines are important. You spend money there. You got it from Germany or from wherever you got it from some other country. You spent a lot on that, and that amount was meant for our worker. We didn't produce machine. If we produce, fine. We copied. Maybe some company might be having licenses to produce these machines. That is not a point here. Point here is this: we must have trade skill, we must have technocrat skill, we must have job skill. Advanced countries cannot be made advanced just by talking, or just by political statements, or just by issue of manifestos, or just by issue of something. It requires real work on planning and management. That is what is required, but we don't have that, and we don't want to have that. We are just a society that is hopeless one, that hopes in miracles. We are miraculous. Oh, we can go to a Pandit to know our future. We can go to astrologer to know our future. We go to job, first going to Pandit or going to temple and thinking what shall be my day today, or what shall be my day tomorrow, or in 1 week or 1 year. Should I start this job or not? My time is good or not? My hour is good or not? In this type of education we believe. If I have to start my job, I have to see whether this time works for me or not. Which time? Your job starting depends upon worship. Your start depends upon your horoscope. It depends upon your jantri, or what? What shall that Pandit contribute to your job? What shall that horoscope, your time chart shall contribute to you? You have to do job, not time chart. And you are given another kind of confusion. Oh, don't start at this time, because this time shall lead you to bad times, losing you. This is our society. We want something to come to us on its own. We want something to come as a lottery, come to us as a lottery, crores of rupees, billions of rupees. We are that types of society, and not only here, everywhere. All countries, citizenship is same, humanity is same. Everybody wants shortcuts money. Everybody wants miraculous advancement, miraculous development. We always wait for miracles to come in. We don't believe in life. We don't believe in facts. Miracles we believe in. If nature starts working on miracles, what humanity will stand, I don't know. If miracle happens, the sun never goes off your sky, what shall you do, you know? Or if what happens, sun doesn't stay in your area and you are in dark, what shall happen to you? Just have a think of that. Miracle is not supportive. It can support you sometime by mistake, but it cannot support you forever. Miracle is miracle. It's a confusion. It's a dream. It's self-cheating. Life is miracle. Your efforts are miracle. Your work is miracle. Your attitude is a miracle. Your mind is a miracle. Your contribution is a miracle. Your concentration is a miracle. Your dedication is a miracle. Your devotion is a miracle. Those parameters, those attributes you must make and attach to yourself. Only then you can. Yes, there is risk factor, everyone knows. There is risk always. risk in business, risk in studies, risk in education, risk in whatever you do. There's risk. You have to understand that risk. You have to analyze that risk, and you have to reach a conclusion how to eliminate negative effects of that risk. That is work of mind. That is work of experience. That is work of learning you got from university. That power you can use in your life if you learn that. If you didn't learn that, there you have to develop your own knowledge based on your learning knowledge. Based on you learn, you have books, you have directions, you have internet, you have so many information available. You can search those information, collect them, and study them. That is called work based learning and learning based work. University cannot teach you how to make money. College cannot teach you, but you have to learn yourself. You can read books because you are qualified. You know what is English, what is Hindi, what is your language, you know what is mathematics. That knowledge you can apply in your line, in your work. Everywhere you can develop more and more, you can extract information more and more, and that is all part of education. All these activities that you make yourself post your college studies, post your university studies, and you apply into your work, into your life, that constitutes education. Post qualification education. Only degree is not education. Degree is a power to enter somewhere. If I have engineering degree, this means I can do in engineering, but I have to learn more and more. My university cannot give me all information, cannot give me everything. Even I cannot study all syllabus that is allotted to one degree. I selective syllabus I study just because I do pass, but I can study after that. After obtaining my degree, I don't care for further degrees because work itself is a degree. Practical work itself is a degree. Field itself is a degree. Design and field, both design and work, both are there. We have to design, we have to work. We have to design, we have to implement. Both fields are there. Fields of design and fields of execution. We learn in both. We learn in design, we learn in execution. Both are our teachers. We have to learn from there. This is not only for engineering, this is for every affair, every section of society, every stream of education, every stream of profession, it applies. So we have to pull our education system in a direction of command. Our education is not commanding us. Our education is not able to direct us. Our degrees are not able to give us a self-decided or well-oriented directions, which angle we have to go from, latitude, what latitude we have to go, what departure we have to go. We don't have any such competent information available from our education system. We are just directed to become some government officer, and that is all. Appear in some UPSC examination or some state level examination and get some job, and after that live your life based on earning from your job. That is our defined destiny, and we believe in that. In that case, we are slave in one way, that we cannot amend ourselves, we cannot improve ourselves, we cannot move further, and that is limitation. So government jobs don't add to development. These jobs add to water logging, add to settlement, add to septicity, add to pollution of one another kind pollution. We cannot move further. That is a barricade. I consider, you may consider that secure job. Both are same. Job is secure, but future is not secure. Future of nation, not future of individual. Your future is secure, you got government job, but nation is not secure because nation has stopped developing from your potential. You are confined to that job and you spend whole your life in that job. You don't develop yourself, and nation stops developing itself because you have certain limitations. So you cannot move further. You have to keep your mind open as a receptacle, and then only you can move. Education has to therefore improve its whole strength, its whole anatomy. We have to think on that. We have to contemplate on that. Education of field in arts field, in commerce field, in humanities field, everywhere. Even our doctorate degrees are worthless in many cases because topics are useless. They do not contribute to development of nation. They contribute to ridiculous subjects, ridiculous topics, which have no relevance to this, imaginary topics. No topics at all, but they are topics because they are interested in writing PhD after their name or doctor title they write. I'm not criticizing anybody, but fact is Doctor means a person who treats. You treat physically, you treat medically, or you treat your society. Doctorate in philosophy or doctor of philosophy means you have to modify your society. That is purpose of that degree. It is not simply writing doctor title. No, one is doctor means one has to work in that field where doctorate has been earned from, and his duty, that duty is to improve that field, to take out defects from that field. But that is not happening. If I am a doctor of philosophy, I am doctor of some other field, literature, I am doctor in some other field in society, I have to work there. It doesn't matter I have a job or no job. Job has nothing to do with my doctorate. No education grants you job. It was time somewhere educated people are required for those positions because they were available. But that position required mind. That position had some field of work. That position has some scope of work, some objective fixed for that work, and person who works on that objective, that is a doctor for that. Doctor comes from experience. Doctor comes from pragmatism. Not necessarily have a degree. No university is competent to give doctorate in all fields. There's no such university. Even all universities, yes, professional degrees are different. I'm not talking of doctor in engineering or doctor in science. Those are different streams. Those are competent streams. I'm not conferring about that. I'm conferring of common doctorate. It is respectable. It's honorable. It is highest academic degree. It must be honored accordingly. But it must result in just keeping one certificate in your life and keeping one wall in a frame does not mean a doctor. Doctor means support society. You are a doctor, you support society. You are a master, you support society. You are a bachelor, you support society. We are, after all, living in a nation which comprises of many individual societies, many NGO societies, and many state societies, and many nation level societies. We are one somewhere. We have to develop that. If I don't need a job, don't worry about job. Why I need government job? My question is, you need government job not because you want to work for government or you want to help this nation. You want to help yourself because you know that that job is permanent job, regular job. Nobody can you take out from there and you live there forever with just in a defined salary and in increments, and your whole life of 30, 40 years you spend for state, and then you get retired, and after that you get retirement benefits. That is an exclusive purpose. You want to join government jobs, otherwise there is no purpose. If it is contract job for 6 months, you will not join. If it is contract job for 1 year, you will not join. If it's secure job, people want to join IAS because you don't know it's secure. People want to join IAS, they know it's secure. It's all that. But nation cannot move just on government jobs. Say for example, government jobs. How many people are there in this country? 130 crore people. Let us say how many government jobs are required. For example, just contemplation purpose, I say we are 130 crore people and we need one person to support, you can say, let us say 5% can support 100 people. Maximum. If there are 100 people staying somewhere and we give them support of 5 people in any capacity to support their living, so 5% people are required in our employment. So 5, let us say 100 crore people, leave very infants and all others aside, 30 crore people aside, say 100 crore people require 5% employees. How many assistants are required in that case? 5 crores. This means Bharat requires 5 crores employees for its assistance, for its support in government as well as in other sectors. Let us consider government sector. For example, let us say 5% people are required. 5 crores people must work in government sectors, means all government sectors. I'm not talking union of government, union of country only. All government sectors, all state governments, all municipalities, all authorities, and all that. Do we not have 5 crore people there in these sectors? In central government, there are many lakhs. In railways, there are many lakhs. In public transport, there are many lakhs. We have, but we are not getting benefit of that. We are not getting results of those employees by their work, from their work. 5 crore people are working in employment in government sectors. Why results are not coming in? Why efficiency is not reaching in? Why there is a lacuna, means why creation of lacuna, why we are not looking after that? Whose job is this to examine this? It is job of government as well as job of public. But we are saying no jobs. There is requirement of crores of teachers. There is the already working crores of people in government services. Why results are not coming to satisfy public requirement? Big question mark. This means we are sleeping. We are employed but we are not working. We are employed but we are not caring. We are interested only in employment and salaries and future. We are not interested in performance. We are not interested in to deliver results. Employee means deliver results. I am not blaming employees also, because employee must have some restrictions from states. State is not funding them properly, or they have some other problems. But question is, we have potential, human resources we have. If we have seats, we are not filling them, it is our problem. We have to allot required work to required person. Right man should be for right job. That is first principle of any management, whatever management, MBA or some other professional management. First requirement is there should be right deployment of workers. There should be right man for right job, right man for fittest job. Person should be optimally working. Person should be, I'm not saying person should be master of that, but person should deliver what is paid for. That is called employment. It is no charity. It is no social service. It is job. You are charging money. You are charging salary. You are charging remuneration. You have to deliver back. If you cannot deliver back, you are not working for nation. You are working exclusively for you. We are paying for your work for you, or we are paying for work of state, or we are paying for work of government duties. We are paying for work of social upliftment, or paying work because your money is coming from public. It is not Prime Minister's pocket money, or it is money from public. Public is paying. Common man is paying. Taxes are paying you. You have to work for that. Means 5% are not adequate. You think so for 100%? Strange. As we valued about teachers quantity, we have valued about employees quantity. And there's railways. You can see there are lakhs of people in railways, lakhs of workers in railways. In safety there are, in operation there are, pilots there are, signalmen there are. Everywhere there is employment of lakhs of people. Still railway is not very controlled, very good control. There are accidents resulting in every day. Losses are coming in every day. Why? Why don't we think about that? Who shall think in our place? Shall God come to think for us, or who shall think for us? Whose duty is to think? Is it not my duty and your duty? Are we not element of this society? Are we not element of this nation? Do we not constitute as a part of this nation? Who shall think upon? We have to think first. We have to raise our voice. We have to calculate. We have to work out. If we have adequate potential with us, then why problems are existing? Why are problems there? People are saying there are no employments. Youth are saying. But youth are not asking themselves what education they got. I am not saying this is a fault of youth, this is a fault of society. This is a fault of nation, that education is not very well equipped to make student equipped. Student is not equipped to deliver results. Education forces every youth to go to whatever office and work there. Do we have that many offices which are required to employ so many youths? Our youth should be vocationally trained. Our youth should be productive. We don't have productive youths. We have white collar youths. Everybody cannot sit on computer and work. We don't have that much work. There was work before when there were no computers. We cannot deny that. There were people writing. There were people showing everything on papers. But that era has gone. That culture has gone. Computers are there. Okay, we have to make use of computers. There's no degree of criticism, no need of any criticism. Why criticize? It is computer. We have to use that as tool. But we don't have that much requirement. We are shortage somewhere. Now we say, if we see in future, we have how many engineers we need. Again, I'm coming to the same thing. Just like I conferred with you that how many teachers are required in primary school, how many teachers are required in higher schools. All are teachers up to professor level, to principal level. For me, all are teachers. how many engineers are required, how many doctors are required, how many sources of how many soldiers are required. That is the first mark also, soldiers, defense forces. We have around 10 lakhs or more soldiers now in army. We have to check that as well. Means for 100 crore public, how many people we need in our armed forces, which are Navy, which is Air Force, and which is other forces, border forces, and paramilitary forces, and armed forces. All that we need means there should be someone to evaluate all this. So far, it was evaluated long back. After that, there is no document that can tell me that we need this and this and this and this. Like a master plan for Delhi, it has. For every city, there is a master plan. For every big complex, there is a master plan. Master plan means a plan that gives you comprehensive information. They call it now smart cities. For example, a smart city means which is having complete comprehensive facility available in this, so that there is no inconvenience caused to people who are occupying this city. That is called a smart city. With the minimum energy requirement, it works. Maximum benefit. People are given better convenience, better facilities. Similarly, a master plan is a plan which tells everything about that area for which is meant, for which is objective, that you have to do this. In this case, this is detailed requirement. So we must have a master plan for our nation. This used to be called a 5-year plan. None doesn't massively. We don't. It's a 5-year. It can be for 50 years. It can be for 100 years. No harm. But we should have something. Today, I don't know. Even Prime Minister doesn't know. Even President doesn't know what we need in 10 years. How many power stations we need, how many thermal power stations we need, how many hydro power stations, how many nuclear power stations, how many hospitals we need, how many teachers we need, how many doctors we need, how many professors we need, how many soldiers we need. We should have certain background. What railway distance is to be augmented? Do we need bullet train or we don't need bullet train? Do we need augmentation of current capacity, or what metro we need? We are blindly starting metros as who just do everywhere. Just think of. So big country, so many cities. Okay, it was started somewhere. The initiation has to be started from Delhi, fine. But it is going in the blind fashion now. Just imagine, after 10 years or 15 years, shall this metro be adequate to meet Delhi's requirement or some other requirement? It will not be. At that time, it will be called obsolete. Just like our roads today in Delhi or somewhere else in other cities which are very much populated, for example, Kolkata or Madras or somewhere else, this is called all thickly populated roads, densely populated roads of traffic. We call them obsolete roads because these are not fetching to our requirement. This means these have been based on random planning, just because they improvised planning without considering any factor of requirement in future. What do we need? But now we have to consider each and every point. These roads are now not suitable roads because we cannot move them. We have to stop everywhere. We have to apply brakes everywhere. We have to travel just 20 kilometers in 3 hours. Then this is a road. Does it meet that function? It's no more road. It's a blocking road. If you take a cycle, that is better than go to that kilometer in half an hour. Just like covering a distance by car movement in 2 hours. Which is better? The car is better or cycle better? This means that road has failed in peak hours. That road is failed in peak hours. Means it's not able to perform what it was meant for. Fault is we have excess vehicles, we have excess people, we have overuse of that road. That is the reason. I'm not blaming road. I am blaming use of road. I am blaming additional factors for being a road. I am blaming something which is not properly planned. Planning is very important for education. It is important for health. It is important for industrialization. It is important for each and every aspect of our life. Our education has been based upon certain designs, certain plots. And who controls them? I am not saying control is not there. There is control, but those bodies which are controlling this education themselves don't know what to think about that. For example, I would say that in our country there are many bodies. You can say there are many bodies. I'll just read because I've written this on a paper and put that also on that. On that paper, I have just reflected that, for example, I'll read one by one just for a reference. Education and professional consideration, management of all such bodies. Now, for let us say for engineers, in 1935 there was created one institution. The title of institution was Institution of Engineers India. It was created by a royal charter granted to this institution in 1935 by King George V. Purpose of this charter was that this body has to look after education of engineering, profession of engineering, and application of engineering in that type of India, in that type of Bharat in 1935. There are so many responsibilities attached to this institution, which we will take later on. Then there is another institution which was created, and that is called Institution of Chartered Accountant of India, and that is meant for purpose of chartered accountancy education and certification for purpose of profession. That institution's office and head office is somewhere here and near ITO in Delhi. That is my corporate body, or what is government. This is a statutory body, just like Institution of Engineers is a chartered body. A charter is same as statutory body, actually higher than statutory body is like constitutional body. And then Institution of Chartered Accountants of India, that's also set up by an institution, set up by law, and that is called Statute of Chartered Accountants of India. Then there is another institution. This is known as Institution of Company Secretaries, also on a similar pattern as chartered accountants. And then you can say it is Institution of Company Secretaries, and then there's a Bar Council of India, for example. Purpose of Bar Council of India is registration of advocates in this country, as well as education control of advocates, that is lawyers. That is Bar Council of India. Then there is Medical Council of India, which is a statutory organization as well for controlling medical degrees and medical educations and grants of registration certificates. And there's an All India Council of Technical Education, which is also a statutory organization from legal angle, and that is to see engineering degrees recognitions, education's improvement in for purpose of degrees applicable in this country. And there is another council, and that is called Council of Architecture of India, which is meant on the same pattern. It's also a statutory body, and this is meant to register architects and similar patterns. You can say it's not a regulatory body for purpose of syllabus or purpose of other, but they call themselves as purpose of architects control and architects. We will not dispute on that. Then there's a National Board of Accreditation. This is also a statutory organization, and it you can say recognizes degrees of engineering for purpose of international recognition, because nowadays engineers who study, who get education in our country Bharat, and they go to overseas for work, they must be approved by certain extra law, and that law is National Board of Accreditation body, which has been approved under recognition of Washington Accord, which is the latest document for international agreement as international agreement. Then there is Council of Pharmaceutical of India, which is also a statutory body for purpose of regulation of chemists. And there's another Nursing Council also on similar pattern. Then University Grants Commission for general education of higher education in this country. And there are so many other institutions which I cannot tell here, but major institutions I have told. And there are so many other societies as well, which are on voluntary basis working for. My question is that we have our basis, means infrastructure is there, but that is not functioning very well. For example, now we say some issues are there. For example, we'll take that institution later on, because institution cannot be taken in one sentences. We can say, for example, there are some questions are. Nation is called a state or UN mandate. I have written here. Yes, that is right. I have explained to you also before. Nation is also called an economy as an international affair that we are discussing about. Nation is an incorporated entity of world economy as a state. So we are that. We are incorporated with the UN. Then we are Bharat is a different economy and state. Yes, we are different. We have to discuss that. Matches none other than self. So we have to do ourselves. We have to, this sense matches none other than self. We have to self-evaluate. We have to see what we are. It doesn't mean we can copy America, or we can copy France, or we can copy England or Russia. We have to see our problems ourselves to suit our efficiency, suit our economy, suit our society. Then are we moving in the right direction to meet world and national requirements? That we are all talking about. Relevance to past and to whole world society. And then what is it? What were we in 1900 to 1947? What we were in 1947? What we are now? Are we integrated to world? We have to contemplate that. We are integrated. To what degree we have to integrate? It doesn't mean we have to integrate 100%. Where should we recontemplate our social issues and national politics? This is a question. And is living, eating, and augmenting population make our ambition? That's what I was talking about. Then are our youth being trained for future requirements? This is the main question we are talking about. Our youth must be able to suit for future requirement to build nation. If they are not giving adequate education for this purpose, what is the default of youth? What is fault? They must be brought to that level. Are we going to be self-reliant economy or dependent on others' economy? This is a big question mark. Are we really required in the world under status quo or as we are today? Or we have to change that? Does our current education make up with current and future requirements? This is very big question which we are not talking about. What could we do and what can we do? Yes, what can we do? Does our current education system make up with current future requirements and what can we do? Is our political constitutional system working per requirements to fit in? That is what all about. Elections are going on and we are working on that. And we have to see is right or wrong. Is our primary to secondary education in line to meeting real requirements? Are we producing a parrot students or graduates who just believe in memory parts of brain? Why have we failed to produce analytical minds who can think logically in respective education field? Do we know that nature is first empirical teacher to everyone? Why do we not take up education related to scientific and daily life applications? Why do we intend to study only professional subjects? Why do we not trust vacations as means of decent earning? What else can be done to meet future requirements? Why do we think that all should be white collars and high profile professionals? Why do we not consider that all requirements of a nation are met in a balanced measurements only and not at haphazard production of educated class that may not be used for further development of Bharat economy? See, these are certain questions that we have to confer ourselves without just moving in any haphazard direction. How many of us, professors, professionals, government ministers, and all other experts in all other fields, have taken into consideration all such questions? Are these not relevant questions? There should be many more questions on these questions. Why do we not consider them? We should consider them at student level, at teacher level, at professional level, at administration level, in other institutions level, in judiciary level, in executive level. At every level, we have to analyze all these questions, find their problems involved within, and then resort to solutions. What should be solution? This is what is required as professional approach. We have to check out each and everything by application of minds from every field, but we are not doing that. We are a long-term thinking society which never think. We talk a lot, but we will not do. We leave all such issues, all such by just constituting one committee or one commission headed by a certain judge or by some IAS officer or by some other well-known person and leave it to ever. And after few months or few years, their report comes of 500 pages and nobody cares about that report, and that report is sent to parliament and it is thrown into cold box forever and it dusted. Is that a management? Who shall resolve these questions? These commissions shall resolve questions. These experts shall resolve questions. Society shall resolve these questions. No one is serious. Education takes time to improve. We understand that. Education is future of our nation. We understand that. But education is not exclusive for our country. It is common for all world. It is scientific education, engineering education, humanities education, arts and commerce education. This nowadays apply to whole world. We cannot say what our graduates learn in university and after that in practical application, he cannot do same thing in a foreign country. If education is common to meeting for environment, for example, environment education, how many environment graduates are there? Do you know what environment is? What education is there regarding environment? Only political talks, seminar talks, this, they are just talking for nothing. Nobody can help it. Nobody can think of that. It's none of hands. When there is rain, we cannot stop rain. If there is sun, we cannot stop sun. If there is air thunder, we cannot stop air thunder. It is not in our control. These are agencies working that. But whatever is in our control, we cannot think of that. Education structure is in our control. We don't need chapters from Ramayana, Mahabharata, from Bible, or from Quran in our education system. We don't need them. What shall those chapters contribute to us? We can study them as optional subjects. We can study them as subjects not contributing to our mark system. We can attribute to them just for information purpose. After our completion of our education, we can refer to those subjects. We can talk to them. We can watch them on television. We can see them somewhere else. Why to burden our syllabus with those redundant subjects? We need subjects that can help us, develop, that can help us make up our economy, that can help us develop brilliance, make our society brilliant. We need those chapters in our syllabuses. We don't want undue chapters. We want mathematics in our syllabus. We want social science in our syllabus. We want national issues on the syllabus. We want issues related to economy. We want issues related to society. We want issues related to sections. We want issues that are communalized in society. We want to eliminate those ill diseases that have entered into our system, right? That we have to remove. But we are not thinking about that. We are thinking of something that has got no relevance to current times. We have to survive. We should not forget. Ramayana cannot come back. Mahabharata cannot be retrieved. That is impossible. But whatever is existing today in practical Mahabharata time, practical Ramayana time, that we have to understand. There is Mahabharata is going on as communalism. That is a Mahabharata. People are fighting together. People are murdering each other. Is that not Mahabharata? What is that? That's another kind of Mahabharata. That is evil type of Mahabharata. People are not interested in this. People are just interested in politics. Politics is another Mahabharata. Politics is spoiling everything. Our political system has become so rotten that it has started spoiling youth. It has started spoiling all classes of people just for sake of survival of certain leaders from certain political parties. That is system working on. And we are accepting that very well. We are accepting what they say. We don't cross them. That is another kind of Mahabharata, believe me. We are killing ourselves by such system. We have to change, we have to amend or modify our education system, education syllabus, education outlook. We have to see that education is linked to destiny. Education is linked to creation of jobs. Education is to be linked to a way that one person can earn without thinking of applying a white-collar job, or without thinking of joining government office, or without thinking even to join private office. Our education system should start giving output of students as proactive, pro-thinking, pro-developer. We want thinkers, we want entrepreneurs, we want people who can think and move further. That type of education must be given. It can be called vocational education, it can be called traditional education, it can be called professional education, whatever you call it. Engineers are not only adequate for society, there are lakhs of engineers in our country, but these are not suitable, these are not fitting in where required. That means there is some lacuna in education. Why engineers are not hidden? Why doctors' education is also falling these days? Patients are dying, operations are unsuccessful, doctors are careless, because that community has also been committed to trading community. They charge a lot of fees, they charge consultancy fees where they charge the minimum, they are charging maximum. They have become shopkeepers, they have become restaurant runners, they have become these, you can say, all hospitals, major hospitals, they are all 5-star hotels, nothing else. They charge undue charges, this is not in capacity of a patient to be house health patient care, but they are paying, which is augmenting corruption, which is feeding, you can say, which is watering the root of corruption. This is what is happening. So if we cannot make up education sector, we cannot make up any sector. Our forces requirement is very important. We have to consider. We learn, for example, now we say our annual budget, government budget in center is about 20 lakhs crore each year. We have this budget, 20 lakh crores a year. This means in 5 years, we have to spend 100 lakh crore in our political budget from central. That 100 lakh crore has to come from where and has to go to where? Out of this 100 lakh crore in 5 years, how many percentages we require to spend our defense forces? That is required to be thought of in 5 years. And what is in 10 years, what is 15 years? That consideration is very important. This is a professional consideration. How can we say we don't know this? Ordinary person needs security. Ordinary person needs protection. And that protection element is, that protection agency is defense force. Defense force is working for each citizen of this country. But this countryman has to pay for defense. And that is what I am talking of. Out of this 100 lakh crores budget of 5 years, how many percent do we allow to these army forces, armed forces, we have to consider accordingly. And similarly, how much can we allot out of this 100 lakh crores to education and education research? That is also consideration. You cannot blindly allot, I am so many crores to this education. That is, who are you to allot that? You are just blindly doing it. You have no set plan. Whatever government may be there, I'm not talking of parties, I'm talking about government. You must have a clear idea how many percentage of the budget must go to this, how many must go to railway. Railway is returning money, they are return also, but education doesn't return anything and armed forces don't return anything. These are two sectors where nothing comes as a return. Other sectors may return, railways return, and you can say industry is return, and you can say factories return, all other fields return, development field returns. There is a chance of return from those fields, but this education and your armed forces, there is no chance because these are not commercial. These are developers. These are infrastructural facilities. A sewer line doesn't return anything. A water line returns something. Similarly, railways return so many things. Industries return. You have to see your element of allotment in a budget of 5 years or in 10 years to these agencies which are working for you, without which you cannot survive. You cannot condone these agencies. You cannot control your security forces. Similarly, you cannot control development of education, which are a must and a must and a must and must be there. Who shall think of this? This means we need some professional people in our governance system. They may be professionals, but they may not be valued as all. They may say we are experts, we are consultants. It doesn't mean to be expert. It means to be courageous. Government must look after that. No leader is these days very intelligent. No minister is intelligent. They may be intelligent to some level to how to remain in seat, just to think about that. But how to serve country, they are not intelligent. Whoever leader be there in the past or now or shall be in future. We have to think about this. We are paying to these leaders for something. These leaders, whether or not, whether that leader is MP or that is a minister, that person is working for nation, but he must be capable to do his duty. That is what is also required. It's also the cost of education. If my member of parliament does not understand what he has to work for in parliament, what is function of that member of parliament? Because member of part, I consider that person also as a professional. Just like engineers are their professional, doctors there. This member of parliament is also a professional of top class. Because there are 550 professionals we are sending to Lok Sabha, and this professional must work for is maintain the constitution. That person must understand what constitution states, mandates about duty of a member of parliament. If that person does not even understand what constitution is, what name of this country is, what is the meaning of list available in our schedule 7 regarding concurrent list, regarding state list, and regarding national list or union list, what purpose he enters it? The MP doesn't know what is subjects involved in our system of governance. Then what MP shall do? He just listens. He's a listener only. That MP sits and looks and listens, and he is sent to listen only. He cannot read, he cannot understand, because he doesn't have that relevant element of education within him. He doesn't have proficiency to understand what is required. Now, what is the function of that one? This person is not a professional one. You will ask, where is it written? A professional one should MP should be professional. Doesn't matter. It's not written. It doesn't matter. We are appointing him. We are paying him. Highly we are paying him. We are giving all facilities. He is a democratically elected person, but he is paid. He is not doing any charity to public. He has to do his duty. And that is the public that has to think. Our public. Constitution is silent on that. But Constitution never says don't think. Nowhere it is written in Constitution that consider it a religious book and don't think again. Thinking is open. Article 51 clearly states that was inserted during my time. Read Article 51A. Duties of a citizen. Thinking comes in that. No other article on Constitution says, but 51A article all supersedes. All are superseded by this article. It is your duty to think for scientifically. It is your duty to think for your nation. It is your duty to honor your national anthem, national flag. It is your duty to think your country will move in a scientific direction. It is your duty to think that your country moves ahead of all. You do dedicate everything to your country. This is written in duties of a citizen. So how do you say it's not written? I am thinking that my MP should be this quality. He should be that quality. Nothing wrong in that. It complies with constitution requirement of 51A. I have to see a person that he is a professional for me to work as a member of parliament in Lok Sabha with some criteria, with some responsibility attributed to that position. That is what I have to think. Because I am a citizen, I am not appointing. I am just giving an example, means we don't think. I have to think what minister does. I have to think what prime minister does. There is no duty described for a prime minister in constitution. There is no duty described for a minister in constitution. There is no duty described for president in constitution. Nothing is described anywhere. Everything is silent. They just refer to past. Reference to past doesn't mean any value, because past was a period where illiterates were available, non-educated people are very available. Now it's a time of educated people available, youth are available who are highly educated, professors are available, doctors are available, engineers are available. Every profession is available in our country, but we are not utilizing them adequately. We are not utilizing them in an optimum way, in a proficient way, and that is the reason we are falling background. All other countries are not. If you take example, Germany, will find technocrats made that country. America has been made by technocrats. England was made by scientists. Many research, all research generally came from England. But we are a people from where only comes religion and nothing else. From where comes caste system and nothing else. From where comes where society levels nothing else. We are only society which is based on past fractions. We are not thinking of present availability. We are not thinking of potential available now. What we should consider now, and that is the reason there's a difference in our culture and their culture. Those people believe in efficiency, we believe in deficiency. Those people believe in advancing, we believe in how backtrack we can make, how we can generate population. Japan stopped generating populations, China stopped generating populations, but we are efficient. Now marriages are done as soon as possible and people are generating population. This is what we are doing. We have augmented 400% population in comparison to 1947, and if you do same speed, if you keep on moving same speed, you see in 50 years what population would have. We are blind society. We are blind mind. We neither use eyes, we nor use our mind to even think, to target, to accumulate in mind, to understand the mind, to analyze. This is the problem in our society. A sleeping society, careless society, easygoing society, not worrying about anything, just worrying about self and family. My people should set, and that's all. I should have this wealth, my house, my this and that, and everything should be happy for my family. I don't care for nation. Let somebody else take care of that. Our thinking has developed to that rubbish kachra level. We don't know that we are here because we are a country people. We are in this country. Otherwise, we shall be somewhere in desert, taken care by none. We are not thinking that way. Until we think that way, we construct our minds that way, we cannot move further, because you alone cannot run in a country. You have to go with people. And until you teach people, until you inculcate into students' mind, until you develop in professional minds, until you develop in political minds a kind of responsibility, a degree of responsibility, a degree of dedication, a degree of devotion into field of anything, not to sleep 12 hours a day, sleep. Yes, you cannot sleep, we have problems. How can you sleep like this? You are sleeping 10 hours a day without any worry. This means you have no worry. A person who has worry cannot even sleep, but we are sleeping. We don't care about anything. We need food, we need ash, aram, and we sleep. That is what I am saying. Education impacts upon all other fields. If base is good, primary to high education is good, this means there will be good professionals, there will be good bureaucrats, there could be good desk people, there will be better field people, there will be better performer, there will be people, result oriented people, there will be targets, everything will be there. But we will not do that, because we are not born in that culture. We will do for others, we will not do for us. Education is first part I wanted to stress upon. All these institutions that I named, councils or others, they have certain description of jobs. But there too people are not competent. Those who are members of those councils, those who are heading those councils, their chapter, their scope of work, they means they take it just for statutory powers. Oh, I am member of that council and have this public, because council is public. This public authority, statutory authority. If you are a member of that governing body of that council, you are enjoying public status. You are a public officer. If you are, say, member of this council, I am member of that council, you are enjoying public trust. You are not ordinary person. You are a person on a public statute body. So you have a status. For that status, you are there. You are not there for something else. If you write your name, I'm council of this member, I'm member of this council, I'm member of this council, I'm member of 4 or 5 councils. Oh, I am a very important person in this country. I have seen 6 statuses in 6 councils. So I am a status person. But what is meaning of that? Even if you are a member of 6 councils, you are doing for what? What you are doing? What is your achievement? If you are a member of institutions, engineers, or a member in the council of architecture, or a member of council of the council of technology, what is your achievement? That is most important. Did you embrace it? Did you ask someone? In All India Council of Technical Educations, there are no professors. There are professors only, academic professors. There may be some other people, but there is no practical engineer. This is the engineering council, and there is absence of practical engineers, professional engineers. What does it mean? Practical education is no education. A person who has worked in field for 30, 40 years, you think it doesn't know anything, only professor knows? How it is? That element which is required in engineering education can come from industry, can come from field only, not from your books. That element cannot be transferred from industry to academic council of this education, All India Council of Technical Education. And what function it is doing, what is purpose of this council? Just to watch after degrees syllabus and examination system and nothing else, just to set criteria for appointment of professors and lecturers? Is that only function? Or it has to improve education standards, and education standards depend upon field knowledge. Engineering cannot develop without field knowledge, without practical knowledge. Practical knowledge comes to theoretical knowledge. Engineering is a reverse system. It's not original system like other educations. Engineering comes from field, it travels from field to academics. It doesn't go from academics to field. People have different wrong conception. All scientists were not engineers. All scientists were not educated scientists. They were thinkers. We have to be thinkers. Why we are not thinkers? Why we are believers and we are followers? Okay, followers, you are following some technology, but what believers? Belief doesn't work in engineering. Belief doesn't work in sciences. Belief works only in religion. There is no meaning of value or faith or belief in our education system or our professional engineering system or professional science system. No value at all. We don't trust in believing. We want some confirmations. We need confirmation from verified and you corroborated information we need. That is called work. That is called profession. We don't believe in what is a faith and what is no faith and what is religion, what no religion, what is this contemplation, what is that. We don't need that. We need final, verified and reliable answer. That is education. Our education can command, must command. It's not inferior to someone. Oh, UK is higher than us and USA is higher than us. What higher is mind? Develop your mind. You will be higher. They are not coming from moon. They are also living on same land we are living in. They are having same type of resources. They have same type of natural agencies. They are living societies. But only difference is they are serious. We are not serious. That's the difference. Until we get to have a seriousness factor, we are able to achieve ourselves, to bind ourselves in responsibility, in job defined descriptions, we cannot move any further. We shall stay in our constraint defined elements, parameters. We shall always be useless. That is what I have to say. We have to develop ourselves in a professional manner, whether it is education or it is profession or it is arts or it is commerce or it is defense forces or it is whatever else, or politics. Until we revolutionize education and political system, we cannot change this country. Political system is a septic tank. It's a sewer line, I can say, as today it is. It is sewer line. It is polluted environment. All politics system, all government system, all executive system, complete parliament, complete assemblies and education bodies. We are all polluted. We don't want to come out that kachra, that septic, that decomposed area where offensive smells are generated. We have to remove that. If we can remove that, we can make this country. If we cannot remove that, we can break this country. And we are breaking this country. We are breaking country. We are breaking minds. We are breaking society. We are breaking thoughts. We are breaking research. We are breaking everything. Because we don't know where do we stand. We have maximum number of educated people in our country. If you compare to America, if you compare to England, or if you accept China, if you If you compare our strength to others, we are maximum, but we are having minimum potential. That is a drawback of our system. Despite having strength, we are not able to use that strength. Despite we have. Despite having minds, we are not able to use minds. Despite having professional capacity, physical capacity, mental capacity, we are not having capacity to use those capacities. This is our weakness. We are self-oriented, we are family-oriented, we are siblings-oriented, and we are political-oriented people. We are money-oriented people. We cannot change this country until we revolutionize it completely. If we can think to change whole system, we can change it, but we don't want to change that because we are self-oriented. If we want to change political system, we can change it, but we are not interested to change it. I'm not naming anybody. I don't want to name. But fact remains that mind people are being ruled by duffers. Those who are professionals, those who are intellectuals, they are used by stupids. That is the difference. Nobody cares it. I am more capable, you are more capable, but I am not interested to develop, to keep myself ahead of those who are looting me. I cannot stop those who are looting my money. This is happening. It applies to each sector of society. Private sector is looting education system. They are making money out of that. Nobody is stopping them. They are making money out of education. And this is because of political backing. And they made money. Admission money, fees money, looting money, and students are not jobs. Because education is not working. Building is there. Good professors are not there. Admission is there. Infrastructure is not there. So what is the purpose of education left? I am a student in university, some private university, but there is no system, there is no infrastructure, no experienced professors, no experienced people. They cannot teach me what is fun. I go to university for fun. I go to university to pass time. That is a question raised by a student. Must be raised. No, what's purpose left? Then go join institution, pay capitation fee, this fee and that fee, and then come out without blank, just with a certificate that yes, I am a degree holder, and give me job. No certificate can fetch you job until you know job. Because a person who is giving you 1 rupees, he expects to get back 5 rupees from you. 10 to 20% maximum he is giving for service. If you are not returning that money to that person, what fun that person got to keep you? What liability got you? He is not liable for you. He is employing you. He is using you. If you are of no use, why should he pay you? Question is that. Why I should pay to someone if I am not getting work output from that person? And that is actually happening in all fields. They employ us, we are out of employed because we don't know job. Until we know job, I'm not saying certificates. I'm not saying degrees. Degrees cannot fetch you jobs. Your work can fetch job. I remember those days when there were no machines in this country and people used to excavate pits of foundations by manual systems, by using these spades and these kalaris and falas. Those people used to get money because they used to deliver something. But now, JBC excavates, people have been removed. So JBC is getting money. That is the difference. Can't we understand this? If we cannot understand all these explanations, all these elaborations, then nobody can help you. I am not preaching something. I am telling some analytical based facts that I have seen. It's not easy to manage a country like our country. It's a group of many countries. There are actually 30-40 countries in our country. All states are in fact a country. If you compare to European Union or if you compare to the American states, our is a kind of federal states, federal nation. Every state is like a nation we have. But Constitution is making everything different. Constitution is strong one, sound one, but it's abused, being abused. So we have to think that way, my dear, all of you. You are all intelligent people, but your intelligence is limited. It is controlled by some other power, which is political power. This political power stops your mind to think. And I have an ambition to change that through you. I want to change whole political system because this political system is our enemy. This is our enemy, which does not allow us develop further because they themselves are not educated well. If we make a qualification for MP, he must be a postgraduate or this qualification, all these people shall go out. Believe me, many of these leaders will go out, but they will never allow that. Let our Prime Minister be a doctorate. Why we need illiterate person? Let our President be doctorate. Shall we get the same class of people now we have? Can they stay there? They will not stay there. They will never change it because it is their job. It is Modi's job. It is Rahul's job or some other job. Fix it. If you don't have capacity to fix in constitution, fix in practicality. Don't go to that person who is not a doctorate or a postgraduate. Don't allow him to go to parliament. Automatically it will change. But no, we shall not do it. I will vote according to my family votes. That's his consideration. Yeah, I am BJP person, I am Congress person, I am this person. This is sewage. Why I am person of someone? Do you tell me? Why should I say Modi is mine or Rahul is mine? I have no right to say because I am not belonging to them. They belong to me. They have to come to me. They have to beg for vote. They have to come give me vote. Why should I go to them? I can vote to you if you comply with my requirement. Otherwise, I should not go. Why should I give you vote? If I am interested, I will join politics and go. I will constitute my own family, my own party, and I can stand myself in election. Why should I depend upon you? Who are you? Why should I allow you in my politics to rule my nation when I am there? This is my thought. Anyway, it's again saying it's too late, and we have to think for so many things. We will continue this confer. We will continue this deliberation because I consider this deliberation. I am not giving a final answer. I have no right to finalize anything. It is just the type of debate, a one-sided debate because you cannot raise questions because this system, whatever it is, you can think. You can make your own videos. Nobody is stopping you. You publish your videos. Who says don't do it? I will see those videos. But you should have open mind. You should have courage to talk. You talk. Who stops you? But you need time for that. You need some efforts for that. You have to collect information and only you can talk. So better, we'll see again some other time. Thank you very much. Dhanyavad. Jai Bharat.